Greetings, beautiful people. So today's topic is about projection. Now, I've been seeing these topics about, people giving, dating advice and making contemplations about people getting dating advice and people pretty much, it's pretty much different topics where you have some people are saying, don't give up hope. There is, even though the dating, they say that the dating realm is trash and you can't find, and I'm hearing this Martin Warman, and you hearing, they have these platforms that are set up where, I think I've talked about this before, but they have these platforms set up where you have the women talking and bashing men, and you have men bashing women, where now you're hearing from men about modern women, and the Pookies and the Ray Rays. You can tell who they listen to by the words that they say, because they all say the same thing. Even from women, you can tell who they also listen to, because they also say the same rhetoric. And it's kind of like the feminists and the manosphere movement. But I've been seeing these people give dating advice, but all I'm seeing is unhealed trauma and them going through experiences with maybe an ex or something, and now they deem the whole sex of a female or the whole sex of a male just because, something didn't go right. I don't know. Maybe it's childhood trauma. I don't know these people. People come on the internet and they think that they can tell people how or what. And people do have standards, but you can't control people. You can only control yourself. You're going to waste your whole life thinking that you can try to control people and waste your energy and waste resources trying to control people and kind of manipulate people. Like, it's just a waste of energy. And it's just, I just want to understand, where's the end goal of this? Where, on the women's side, where do you end up being 5-10 years after this, when you have bashed the opposite sex? Do you plan on finding a husband? Do you want a husband? Are you closed off to love? Are you there is no doubt that there is healing that needs to be done. There's no doubt about that. There's, on the men's side, what is the end goal of this? Some of these men are even married in relationships, and they still have this whole mindset about women, and it's just so interesting about why they never show their wives or their girlfriends, so that we can learn about, some of if they do have a good relationship, what are some of the things that they do to keep a strong, balancing relationship where they're not just taking everything serious, and they're still able to be friends, and they're still able to respect each other, and they're still able to work as a team, because sometimes you're not going to always like your partner, but when you're friends, it's like you're not going to have too many issues. But sometimes people skip that part in being friends, and they end up getting into a relationship, which I categorize as karmic, and all types of things starting to happen. When we're supposed to learn from this, we take this trauma and we spew it out to others and spew it out as it's supposed to be everybody's experience, and that's just not the truth. That's just based off of people's opinions and their experiences. And at this point, YouTube need to start requiring some type of psychological exam, just like I feel like jobs do. Some type of psychological exam or some type of educational background or study that is done on the topics that these people talk about, because it seems like it doesn't matter what a woman says. They're all this and that, and then another thing, how they all connect women to the sexy regs and these men. It's not like how they connect all black women to these women, and you cannot categorize as all women as being like that. Women can't categorize all men as being lazy and not providers. There's a lot of provided men that provides for their family, that still love their family. People are getting married every day. I'm pretty sure we see that across social media, but that's not pushed as much as this hatred platform, because all it spews is hate. If a freaking alien wanted to come from another universe or a realm and come in and just wipe us clean, they can literally do it, because everybody will be individual. Nobody will be wanting to be part of a team or a community. Like, there's no communion in the community. Like, there's no reason to even keep saying that. It's really like sad how you see these people trying to give dating advice and all of these perceptions of what they feel like the opposite sex is to them. And you have young people that are listening to this, and they're gonna grow up thinking that all women are like this, and a woman supposed to. It's like go to that person that you. It's kind of like, why not go to the person that you feel this type of way about, and have closure with them. And then maybe sometimes you're not gonna have closure. Some people just don't. They're just not gonna have the closure. Okay, it's just not gonna be like that sometimes. But it seems like you would think it would be something that's going to bring people together, but I'm just seeing a continually separation over and over again, and I don't see it getting any better. And these platforms continue to be created where they're spewing hate. I don't know what else word to put towards it. At this point, it got to be a terror attack. I mean, not a terror attack, but what they call I don't even know. But somehow, some of these conversations that you speak about, they call it a terrorist attack or a terrorist issue. That's pretty much what it's becoming like, because it's just forming it's separation. And I just don't agree with things like that. There are a lot of good individuals and then men want the same thing as women want: peace, love, support. Both genders want the same thing. So instead of saying the opposite, I don't know, it's just baffling to me how now everyone is able to have a platform. And I don't know, and it's just like how the blue check, how everyone now gets to have a blue check, to while now it's not as a goal to have one. Now I never had to go to have one. I don't give a damn about social media, but it's for some people, it's like a goal of accomplishment. When you're able to have a blue check, it's like you have accomplished something. And yeah, it would be cool, if you have a shop or something and you see growth in your business. Yeah, that's something different. But yeah, it's kind of like that. It's just not a good taste in anybody's mouth. And these videos and these podcasts or whatever are never going to go away. So even if they do plan on finding a wife or plan on finding a husband, is the mindset going to change? Has there been some healing that has been done? Are they going to come back and share their story about? I know everything don't have a happily ever after, but the whole trauma spewing and it needs to be some type of inner work that needs to be done. It can be it could be inner child issues. It can be adult issues, like teenage issues, being rejected, things like that. There's so many issues that I can point out that when I watch these videos from both men and women, that it is astounding that people are even listening to them. And there'd be so many people in the comments that are agreeing with this. And this is why I feel like they put out this type of information, because there's people that are secretly in relationships and in marriages and in entanglements and in situations that secretly feel like this. But instead of being alone and healing, they rather just be miserable in a relationship that they know they don't want to be in. I have seen this on these people's faces when they're on these shows. I've seen their faces where I know that they're in a relationship that they say they in, but the way they talk is like, well, how does your significant other feel about this? Why isn't your significant other ever on this to speak about her perspective? You can't. It's like, I wish people would have their own mind, but people go on social media and think that is the antidote of a lot of things. Some things you do learn on there. In the beginning, it was very exciting. It was exhilarating. It was fun. You was able to see, old classmates you haven't seen in years. You was able to reconnect with family, old friends, whatever. But now it's just become too political. Now it's ads everywhere. You have people competing for this. You have the whole what they throw follower parties, and they don't do nothing but for their followers, but post pictures. It's just too commercial. It's too political. It's not fun anymore. And this whole topic is not fun anymore. because more and more of platforms are being formed like this, and it needs to rewind. And why not do some type of therapy? And there is this podcast or this YouTube channel, I think it's called, I be promoting people and don't be getting, but it's this podcast, this YouTube, and like in their title, it has wifey in it. And a lot of titles about women who have YouTube channels where they're saying they're, looking for a husband or getting advice, taking advice on husband. And I like to see things like that where I think it's called Dear My Future Wife or something like that. But it's kind of like, I haven't seen it in a long time, so I'm not sure what their content is like now. But I don't know. And then you have this other one that a lot of people listen to, and I'm pretty sure they know a lot of urban people listen to this podcast, and they also, give out dating topics and talk. Well, they have dating topics and talk about dating things, but still, I don't feel like that's some of that don't even be good. It don't be good advice. It be opinion. It be experiences. People are speaking on their experience about a person, and probably what they see from family, probably what they see from friends. People sometimes feel like they know what's going on in the personal relationship. Sometimes that may be true, sometimes it may not, but we don't know what's going on in people's relationship. We don't know. People only share what they want us to know. Sometimes some people are brave enough to share every single thing. That's cool too, but we don't know what goes on in people's personal relationships. We don't know what type of trauma they had, what has went on, what didn't go on. We can't just blame the man. We can't blame one and put the soul, what's the word called? The soul guilt on one sex and just leave the other out. Both parties have a role in relationships. Marriages are hard. Hell, even friendships are hard. Like everything with a ship in it is hard. Like, damn, oh my gosh, it is so draining listening to this. Like, it's so draining. It's crazy. It just needs some attention. Seriously, some parts are cool, some parts are good, where people are sharing and giving people hope that there are still good women out there. And then whether you have the men saying there are still good women out here, I like to see those too, because that is real. I feel like you create your own reality, and if they keep living in this reality, they're not going to attract the woman that they want. You're not going to attract the man that you want if you keep living in this type of reality where all men are this one thing, or all women are this one thing. That is just not the truth. People need to have way more experiences. And another thing that I feel like people miss in relationships is being friends first. We be so quick to want to be sexual that we forget to be friends. And by the time it's time to sit down, we have nothing to talk about because we're not even friends. We didn't even take time to be friends first. We just went through the physical. People care more about beauty or handsome or sexiness. Okay, of course, people want something that's great to look at, but beauty fades. Okay, it fades away as you age. Even your body it's different at a certain age. So I just want to hear more about connections, about a man and a woman just having a connection. That is it. All the other rhetoric, they can share that. No, we don't want to keep pushing that agenda, because like I said, an alien can come from the fucking, oh my gosh, like, goodness gracious. So that's all I wanted to say. I hope that people that listen to this podcast is around people that they generally want to be around, and not just because you don't want to be by yourself. And that's including myself. And just taking care of yourself, I just lost for words at the type of things that I am hearing. Like, it is unbelievable. I am like dropping my jaw. I haven't even had that many experiences. Like, when I tell you, just a homebody, oh my goodness gracious. But until next time, guys and goddesses, peace.